Listen, I can't explain. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy SAG, aka SAG, and that intro there, don't worry about it. I was just trying to be funny, dramatic, but it's been a while. It's Sunday, August 4th, so it's been a bit. I mean, I know on my channel, you guys, the last video I inputted was Wednesday, but I promised you guys a lot of things, and I'm just not able to come through with the things that I thought I'd be able to. Basically, what's going on now is it's about time to start back to work. If you guys don't know, I am a teacher. I teach middle school, and I love my job. It's the greatest job in the world. I really appreciate everybody. Even when we had those bad days, I appreciate everybody that's there. I appreciated all the hard work everybody brings, and I appreciate the coming together as a teacher and as students to learn. And it's my dream job. It's the best thing I could do. The only thing that I would do if I had the opportunity to, if I had the money to, would be literally play video games and connect to people. So the purpose of this video is basically kind of get you guys caught up from this past summer. If you haven't watched the video that did release, I think there's only like one or two of them, I can't remember, but the fact of the matter is, it's time to get back to the grind. It's time to get everything in order, both professionally and personally, and this, which is, it's awesome to do. It's great. It's fun. It's just fun to see people connecting with me. It's fun to see the views. It's all that great stuff, but it doesn't drive what I do for my life. So with that being said, let's talk about this past summer and what I've been doing. This is kind of like a catch up if you guys haven't been seeing. The one thing that I have been somewhat consistent on was Fridays playing basketball. And you guys saw the videos when I would upload them on Fridays, but that was in Orlando. And actually, the funny thing was, the courts, so kind of backtrack. So after school lit out and we got everything put away and started actual summer vacation, we had a busy summer already scheduled for us. My wife, her sister had our first nephew of the family, and you know, we've been connecting with him ever since he's been born. Even during the school year, we would take trips up to Orlando over the weekends and then come back. So let's get it from the very beginning. So after school lit out, the first week we went up to Orlando. My mother-in-law used to work at one of the local libraries down here, and she retired, and they bought a townhouse in the same community as my middle sister-in-law, who just had our nephew. So her plan was, their plan was both my father and mother-in-law retire and move up to Orlando to help take care of their grandchild, our nephew, and then you know, plan trips and whatnot, whatever they want to do during their retirement times from there. So our plan was to go up for a week to get situated, to learn how the scheduling is, because with a baby and with some people in general, they work at a scheduled pace, and some of it works great. And if you have a set schedule already, if you mess that schedule up, you really messed up. You screwed the pooch. So with our mother-in-law up there, we learned the ins and outs of taking care of our nephew. We learned how to do certain things. We learned of his condition. He has acid reflux as a baby, and he is super gaseous. He's miserable a lot of the times, and poor guy, I feel bad for him because I don't suffer from anything like that too much. I have a little bit of heartburn every now and then. Trying to get a nice background. I know it's kind of, hey, get over here. Anyway, I don't suffer from heartburn much. My wife has to take an antacid every night because for some reason she suffers, and from my understanding, it's really bad. But with that being said, can you imagine as a grown up it hurting her, but as a little baby how it's affecting him? So we got a schedule set. We saw how the routine works. We were kind of taking it easy and enjoying our time with family and our nephew and our mother-in-law. Her taking care of our nephew basically became her job. Because both parents work, and so they can't just stay at home. They didn't want to put them in preschool because they had family here, save some money. But so she wanted to take a vacation with my father-in-law, which they deserve it. They work hard. They've worked hard for years, and they deserve time off when they deem fit. So while she took a week's worth or 2 weeks worth of a vacation, we stepped in. So after that first week, we came home that weekend. My wife was in a wedding. Her best friend got married. And then on Sunday, so the wedding was Saturday, we had to kind of leave at a decent time. Couldn't have too much fun at the wedding, but we had a great time. We had to come back and get settled because we were going to go to visit my parents in South Carolina. So literally the day after the wedding was done at like 5. The day after the wedding, we pack up, we head to South Carolina. It is a 10, 12 hour drive depending on traffic. And then, so one of the things that hurts me when we drive is, number one, I'm a big guy and I get uncomfortable. Number two, I fall asleep in a car like that. And it's like Thanos snaps his fingers and I'm out. So I'll start the drive and it'll be like maybe 2.5 hours tops, and then my wife has to take over. And my wife doesn't complain. She listens to whatever. She listens to music, book on audio tape. I listen to podcasts the whole time. So like I'm trying to get a conversation in my head going. I'm thinking about what people say. I'm laughing at certain things. Depending on what podcast it is, I'm, keeping up with it in my head. I'm having a conversation with myself in my head. So while my wife drives, I'm out. I'm out like a rock. And then what happened was she drove, I think, 3.5 hours. I drove 2.5 hours, and then I drove the rest of the way. We usually spend about a week up there. It's fun. I help, my dad's older now, so I help out as much as I can, or as much as he'll let me help out. But he's not in the best shape. He's not the most healthy person. But he's a workhorse, and he instilled in me a hard work ethic that when you get stuff done, you do it. You can complain, but at the same time, at the end of the day, when it's done, and you push through it. And a lot of the great qualities about me, I'm not saying I'm a great person, but some of the, hey, come on. But some of the great qualities about me, I get from both my parents. My mom's one of the most amazing people ever. She's very loving. She's very caring. So I help out around the house. We enjoy, we relax, we swim. And that week is over, and instead of coming back down here, we go straight to Orlando. And the only problem with that, I had plenty of videos set for me to edit. I had plenty of stuff ready to go. But the only problem is the stuff that I wanted to do, like the vlogs, the basketball videos, all that great stuff, I couldn't edit while in Orlando because I have my wife's computer from years and years ago, which works for now and works amazing. I'm 100% grateful that my wife has that and I'm able to use it. It doesn't allow me to upload the video format that this phone takes, which sucks. So I have to wait. When I upload these, I had to wait till I got home every couple of weekends to put up the videos. So even when I was at home, I'd play games and then I would try to edit, and then we'd have to go right back to Orlando. And like I said, we weren't home every weekend. while in Orlando, we were having fun. We would do all that stuff. We watched Stranger Things season 3. We got that out of the way. There was actually a 7-Eleven like 4 minutes up the road, and it was always on the way to stuff. And so we would stop off, and after season 3, rip Dr. Alexi, but you had to get that cherry slushy. You had to pour one out for the homie. You know, I will never say that again. I'm sorry, but no, seriously, we would do it, and it was kind of funny. It was nostalgic. Dr. Alexi, wherever you are, alternate universe where stranger things actually happen. Rip, bud, because you saved the planet. So even during that time, and during the past school year, this past year was the last year that I was able to get everything done. If you don't know this, if you don't have your license coming out of college, you can't teach in the state of Florida, but there's a process that you can go through to get your teaching license. So I graduated college with my degree in history, but I started working in security. One day I had the opportunity to interview at my wife's school for the middle school portion, and they had an opening for math. Well, needless to say, they hired me, and so I had to take all these tests. You have 3 years to get everything done within that time limit when you first start, and I was kind of pushed back against the wall because I kept procrastinating with the general knowledge tests and the classes that I had to take and the professional tests, and so all last year I was taking classes while teaching. I kind of pushed myself against the wall, but the whole time last year, on top of teaching, on top of doing everything, I was actually taking college courses as well. And they were all online, and I'm not the most technologically savvy person, but at the same time, I was getting them done. I was super stressed. Well, the college courses ran all the way through 8th grade graduation at the end of the school year and into summer. So while I was enjoying my summer, I was also having to do all this stuff, and they weren't the easiest courses, but at the same time, we were like so close to the finish line, you just had to get them done. I turned in an e-portfolio. They have everything that I've ever turned in. I clicked it, I submitted it, I sent it to my advisor, who was the head of the education program there at the college I was attending, and hey, your boy got it done. I just literally the other day I was talking to HR, and we're awaiting the certificate in the mail. But the other day I was talking to HR, and I was like, hey, I promise you I got it done. I got a letter from the state saying it's there. Just waiting on whatever. And then that very day, like a couple hours later, after talking to the person in charge of HR, got that picture, got that email, got it done. So was super happy about that, super ecstatic, and like I was on cloud nine because all that pressure build up. It was like 2 gigantic rocks, like people beating on my back. It was gone, and that put me in a great mood. And I kind of rode that high for a while, and it's like I said, for me it's about riding the highs and lows. Just know at a low point you will get through stuff. I started every day. The routine was when we would wake up, our nephew would be dropped off at my in-laws' house. We would get them going for about an hour and a half, depending on the day. Let us eat, get ready, and then at first it was my wife and I that would always take them for like 45 minutes to an hour walk. And then so my wife realized that she could get so much stuff done around my in-laws' house if I would take them for a walk, and she could be cleaning and stuff. So then I started plugging in my podcasts and walking him, let him be out like a light for at least 30 minutes. From that 30 minutes, I would go straight to basketball. Some days were better than others. Some days I didn't have my heart in it. And just looking at me now, like looking at me through the viewfinder, I'm not vain by any means. I understand I'm a bigger guy. But at the same time, I'm still out of shape, but I'm more in shape than what I would have been if I sat my lazy butt down all summer long. And that's the one thing that I wish I would have been doing the last couple years, would be taking the time to go get athletic, taking the time to go to the gym and get a little bit more in shape. But at the same time, hey, any of you guys want to take me on, I promise you, I can't score on you physically, but defensively, I'm going to talk so much trash to you. and I'm going to shut you down as hard as I can. Sorry, this competitive me coming out, it happens. Please don't try to fight me. Biggest news, got my teaching certification, which that doesn't mean I just stop. That just means that I can continue doing what I love. So talking about school, we've just been able to move in. If you guys didn't know, my wife has so much stuff, and I love her for it. I don't try to give her a hard time, but at the same time, it feels like a lot compared to me because I have a set limit amount of stuff that I put up and I put in my classroom every year. But my wife, she like literally goes all out. She's one of those teachers that show it physically, passionately through everything she does. I'm more of those guys that give you the bare bones of what you need in the classroom, but I bring it to the paint. I come hard offensively, like as one-to-one discussion teacher. I'm very passionate. I'm a motivator. I might not know the most about everything, but I promise you this, I can work with you to get an answer. But to me, it's not about what you know. It's about how hard you work. I was limited in school as far as like what I could do. I was mathematically inclined. A lot of things that I probably could have worked harder for, I didn't, just because I didn't have to. And if there's one thing I could go back to do, and as far as like academically, it would be work a little bit harder. Get everything done that I needed to do right away instead of waiting to the last second to do everything. As far as competitively, listen, I've been 5'10" ever since my sophomore year of high school. Decently strong for my size. I come from a small town. I was 250. I had a limited amount of frame that I could do physically wise to propel myself. By no means was I a standout star where I was being recruited by everybody in the world. I actually got a scholarship for Division II. And I know what you're saying. You know, hey, what is this even talking about? Talks about motivation. I was out there working my butt off every single day, and I was coming to run twice a day during the summers. It's about motivating yourself. It's about working hard. With YouTube, what I do on here, personally, it's my hobby. If I wanted to get those videos up, probably could have. I also want to enjoy life. And sometimes you have that perfect balance, and it's never going to be, you can get everything done that you want. You have to make sacrifices. And sometimes this sacrificed to allow me to have more personal time. This hat, you can see, my PlayStation, I'm a PlayStation guy. I've been a PlayStation guy ever since I was 6, 5, whenever it came out. This hat's like gnarly. I just got it this weekend. My wife ordered it from Amazon. It is like, it's legit. It looks nice, it's crisp. I'm gonna keep it crisp. And your boy, some SAG swag. I don't have a store by any means. I'm not gonna sell it. It's just something for me. Something that I take pride in, and in the back, you know, it's gamer tag, whatnot. I call it my SAG swag. Stuff like that, it's all for fun. It's all for me having little goofs and stuff and enjoying life. Talking about now, it's literally the week before school starts where all the students come in. So right now it's about all the trainings that we have to do. We're getting everything together. We're changing up how we've been doing stuff, and that's fine. With change comes hard work. You have to play around with it. Change isn't easy for me, but at the same time, when push comes to shove, I always try to step up as much as I can, and it's going to be a learning curve. And I have what they call RBF, rest in face. And so if you ever come across me in life or see me just kind of sitting here like, I'm not upset, I'm not mad, I'm not, it's just my thinking face. If I could change it, I would, but I can't. And so that sometimes gets people a little bit uncomfortable. It sends the wrong message, but at the same time, if you just talk to me and don't assume things, you'd be surprised like how welcoming, how comfortable we can be to one another. What did I accomplish this summer? Got my teaching license. Super, like that's number one. That's top of my list. Number two, got to bond with my nephew. It's crazy how like close you are with kids when you make that connection. I'm serious, like I'm not trying to put myself up, but every single day, every single morning when he came in, if he was feeling good, he'd look at me and just straight smile, and I would give him one right back because he's an amazing little person. I cannot wait to like see him grow and see him have his own personality traits and whatnot. And number three, I got some basketball opportunities in. I got better at like core things, like very fundamental things I got better at. Found comfortability in my shot. Not necessarily saying I'm shooting 100%. I felt more comfortable dribbling. I put in the work so that this year when I'm the assistant coach, I can help out a little bit more. So with that being said, I don't usually do this. And if you're here now, it means that you guys have been listening to me stumble on. Last time I checked my computer, and I don't check it a lot, but last time I checked it, I was at 200 subscribers, and I refreshed this morning, and I was at 199. Come on, man. Like, the one subscriber that left, come on, what are you doing? So, if you guys are watching this, I don't ask for much. I never put this out professionally at my school because it's not something I do. I don't connect my professional and personal life ever. But if you guys are watching this, shout me out. If you guys enjoy the videos, shout me out. Again, shameless plug here, but it's crazy to me that I even have more than 1 subscriber, let alone 100. Let's keep building that momentum. And right now, Madden 20, killing it. Have 4 straight that I didn't record, but yesterday was like, it's just like the clouds opened up, sunlight came down, it's like, SAG, it's your day today. Fortnite, if I got some people to play with, I'll play it, but I've been focused on that Madden, and Madden's killing it this year. Number 3, Modern Warfare online or multiplayer reveal. I didn't see yet. I saw the one where they did like a quick sneak peek for like an hour, but I'm gonna watch all these multiplayer reveals when I get a chance to tomorrow. See if I can get behind it, because hey, if it's like what I've seen and what I'm excited for, this game's gonna reinvent the franchise. It's gonna reinvent the back into it. Fortnite just gave this kid $3 million. Granted, it's got resources. It's got everything it can do. Apex, it's on both of them. Fortnite, Apex on ESPN. It's giving kids the opportunity to make money. But at the same time, I'm really hoping from a standpoint, I'm hoping the parents of the kids, yes, it's great to encourage kids to have a social life. It's great to encourage them to be competitive. But at the same time, and if you guys are watching this and you're younger, I'm not saying don't play those games. What I'm saying is make sure that you spend time in your individual lives to make those connections with your family, to put in the time and effort for your academics and your athletics if you play any sports. There's going to be a time where you can play games after, but there's only a limited time that you can be in school and enjoy some athletics, whatever. So with that being said, guys, that's it. It's the end of the summer. I'm sorry for not giving you guys what I expected out of myself. I put too much pressure on myself, and I wish I could go back and just give you guys more. Madden's over here chomping at me. Hope you guys enjoyed the hat. Hope you guys enjoyed the SAG swag. Listen, there's all types of ways to reach out to me. YouTube comments, Twitter. If you don't know them, check the description. I put it in everything. I put like a little preview of what the video is, my channel, my Twitter. But I appreciate you guys being here. I do. And if you guys can bump me up to over 200, that'd be great. But if not, hey, keep coming in for the vids, because I'm not going to change at all. Hope you guys have a great day, great week, and a great year. And let's get to it. Peace.